All right, hey guys, Jono and Travis here. I want to run through a common boot camp problems, different weights for different people. Now, it's a pain in the ass sometimes if you've got to bring all this equipment down to boot camp and all these different weights for all different people and you don't have a big car, and it can just get tricky. All right, like comment below if you've been there and you just think it's a pain in the ass that you got to pack your car and bring all the weights in and then unpack the car and then pack it again and unpack it, and just so many different weights for different people. So I've come up with my system, which I find super easy and super convenient. Now I'm going to explain it like it was a circuit. So we did something similar last week where if I'm doing a circuit, I'm just going to use 16 people as an example. If I was doing a circuit and I had 16 people there, I'd set up 4 stations, 4 people at each station. I like the TRXs across there. I like the kettlebells over here. I like the skipping ropes there, and then a body weight station there. So if you were running a circuit, you'd have 4 people, 4 people, 4 people, 4 people. Now that's not necessarily just for a circuit. No different if you're doing, say, an AMRAP. You could say, all right, here's the AMRAP. It's 20 TRX rows and then 20 kettlebell swings and then 200 skips and then 20 push-ups and then run to the end and then come back again. Doesn't matter what workout you're doing. I'm just going to use circuits as an example. Now, step number 1 to making sure that it's not a super pain in the ass is, if you look here, I've only got one bit of weighted equipment. So out of all this, the TRXs, anyone can use them, right? It doesn't matter if you're an elite athlete or you're my grandmother, you still use the same TRX and it's unweighted anyway. So that takes out of that issue there of bringing different weights. The kettlebells, we'll get to that in a sec. The skipping rope, same thing. It doesn't matter who you are, you use the same skipping rope, and body weight is body weight. Okay, so that's sort of step number 1. I only bring one bit of weighted equipment down, but I still bring other equipment that's not weighted because it makes it more fun. Body weight can get a little boring if that's all you're doing. If you can just bring something like a TRX or a skipping rope, just makes it that little more fun. Okay, now let's work specifically with the kettlebells. This is the one weighted station. I'm going to explain it with kettlebells, but you could do it with any bit of equipment. Now, first things first, I just bring down 2 weights that like 80% of my demographic should use. Like if I'm training women aged 25 to 35, 80% of them are going to use 8s or 12s. Yeah, some might want a bit lighter. Yeah, some might want a bit heavier, but majority are going to use those weights there. Okay, so you bring down 2 different ones. The next important thing from there though is you still got to make sure the groups are even, because what I used to do was just let everyone get in their own groups, and what would happen is I'd just naturally, like the 4 fittest people would get in a station together, and then it's not going to work because they're all going to want the heavy weights and no one's going to want the light weights. Same thing if you get 4 beginners together, they're all going to want the light weights and no one's going to want the heavy weights. So it's important to even your group out. The way I do it, let's just say I had a group here, I'd be like, all right, hey guys, we're going to get into, different weights. What I want to do, this line here is the heavy line. So if you've been training a while and you want to train super, super hard, I want you to get in this line here. So 1 person there, 1 person there, 1 person there, 1 person there. 4 people. Cool. All right. Did anyone miss out that still wants to go pretty hard? You can then go here. Awesome. All right. Now, who's just starting off? Who's just a beginner? I want you to take this easy row here and then this easy row here. So if you spread it out like that, you make sure that the groups are spread out so that everyone's in their appropriate level. Okay? Even still, when you do that, you're going to get some situations that, people still aren't going to have the appropriate weight that they want. So what's important is you have regressions and progressions. So let's just start with regressions. Let's say Travis, he's he's a big guy, strong guy, and he's stuck with a, just say an 8, for example. He gets an 8. He's not going to want to swing an 8. It's too easy for him. So to make it harder, he can do a single arm swing. All right, and all of a sudden, if you were someone that would want a 12, but you don't get the 12, you single arm the 8, and it's probably better. It's probably harder than that, okay? Same thing, maybe this row is squats, okay? Maybe everyone's doing a goblet squat. All right, and that's too easy for Trav, so to make it a little harder, he might do a rack squat. All right, so you just make sure that whatever the exercise is, there's always an option to make it a little bit harder for that person if they do get stuck with an easy weight. And then same the other way. Say Trevor's stuck with a 12, all right, and he's doing kettlebell swings, all right, and obviously that's way too easy for him, but let's pretend it was let's pretend it was too hard for him. He can't do it. That's okay, Trav, just do a deadlift. Okay, way easier. Okay, same thing if he's doing squats. Okay, say this station is squats, and say it's goblet squats, for example. All right, he's doing goblet squats. It's too hard for him. Okay, do body weight squats. All right, so see how if you use that system there, you're pretty much never going to have a drama with having inappropriate weights for people, because firstly, you only need to worry about one station. The other stations doesn't matter. You just bring the one thing, that one TRX, it's what you bring, it doesn't matter. With the kettlebells, you just make sure you bring down 2 weights that 80% of people will fill. You make sure that your groups are spread out evenly. You don't just have all your advanced people on this station or your beginners. They're spread out evenly. And then you make sure for every exercise that you've got, you do have a backup option. So if it's too hard for people, you have a regression of an easier option that uses pretty much the same muscle group. And then same thing, if it's too hard for people, both ways. If it's too hard, you have an easier exercise. If it's too easy, you have a harder one. And if you structure it like that, you're pretty much never going to have an issue with, you know, having different weights for different people. Anyways, that's today's video. If you liked it, just hit like. We cover all this sort of stuff in our bootcamp courses. We'll put the link below. Comment below and let us know what you think. If you've got any strategies that you use that work well or anything that you struggle. We do also have a competition going in our VIP group, the Recipe Challenge. It's awesome. I'll put the link below to that, or just PM me if you've got any questions. Have a good day.